Hello again, this is HQ Jones, and this is HQ Videos for You. I'm your Blu-ray baller on a budget. And we're getting back into our black cinema, or my black cinema collection. We left off with the lovely Pam Grier and Coffee. And we're going to jump into the next one, is the iconic Eddie Murphy's Coming to America. You know a movie's iconic when you can just say one word and they already know what you're talking about. With this, for me, Coming to America is sexual chocolate. You say sexual chocolate, everybody just knows Coming to America. Next, we have Will Smith's Concussion. I haven't watched this yet. I've heard mixed reviews about it. But it's Concussion. Here's the slipcover and the artwork. Next, we have, again, my man Denzel Washington, Meg Ryan with Courage Under Fire. We have one of my favorite movies, Crimson Tide, with Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. During this time, there's a lot of submarine movies, and out of all the submarine movies at that time, I think this is probably the best one, Crimson Tide. And we have the back artwork. Next, we have Cuba Gooding Jr. with the sequel to Daddy Daycare, Daddy Day Camp. I honestly don't know if I've seen this or not. If I did, obviously it wasn't that memorable because I don't remember or not. I did like Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy. I'm not sure if that's out on Blu-ray yet or not. Some of Eddie Murphy's stuff has not come out on Blu-ray, such as Boomerang, Harlem Night. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. But Daddy Day Camp. The back cover art. We have a Wayans Brothers Productions with Dance Flick. If you know the Wayans Brothers, is along the line of White Girls, and just that kind of spoof kind of humor. Next, we have Dear White People. I have not seen this. Actually, they have a Netflix series. I haven't seen that either. So if anyone's seen that, write in the comments. Let me know if you like it or dislike it. Next, we have Death at a Funeral. This has a star-studded cast, and I really expect it to be a lot funnier. You have Chris Rock, Martin Lawrence, Tracy Morgan, and it was just okay. I didn't die laughing, so. But it's a decent flick to watch. And this is the cover art with Peter Dinklage from Game of Thrones. And this is a movie I hear very little about, especially among other video collectors, since horror is so big. This is a black horror picture before Jordan Peele. You have Death by Temptation with Samuel Jackson. This is the flip art. And the cover art, which if anyone's seen this, you're probably more familiar with. This has Kadeem Hardison, James Bond III, and the late, great Bill Nunn. May he rest in peace. Death by Temptation. Definitely worth the watch. Oops. Next, we have a sci-fi, and again, is Denzel Washington. I warned you there's kind of a theme going on. You'll probably see the same artist throughout my collection. Great sci-fi thriller, Deja Vu. And this is the back art. And Disco Grandfather with Rudy Ray Moore, a.k.a. Dolomite. If you've never seen Dolomite, it's hard to describe him in one sentence. He's a character. That's probably the best way I can explain Dolomite. What's really great, he's starting to get his respect because Eddie Murphy is doing a story about Dolomite on Netflix. So I'm really looking forward to watching that. This is Disco Godfather by Dolomite. This is a Xenon, I believe, Vinegar Syndrome release. And this is the back art. to Disco Grandfather. Next we have another Spike Lee joint, Do the Right Thing. Really great picture. Star cast: Danny Aiello, John Turturro, the beautiful Rosie Perez, Giancarlo Esposito. Of course, Spike Lee's in it also. If you haven't seen this, you definitely need to watch it. Fantastic soundtrack with the PE Public Enemy theme song kind of being the lead for Do the Right Thing. Next we have Eddie Murphy with Dr. Dolittle, a remake of the original Dr. Dolittle. Very fun show to watch with your kids, even without your kids. And we have another Rudy Ray Moore, Dolomite. Again, if you haven't seen Dolomite, definitely to pick it up, or at least watch the Eddie Murphy Netflix special. I'll probably give a somewhat good synopsis of who Dolomite was or is. We have another Wayans Brother production, Don't Be a Menace. Actually, the complete title is Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Sean and Marlon Wayans. My key line in this is where Keenan is a mailman, and periodically throughout the movie you see him, message. So definitely a funny flick, worth the watch. Don't Be a Menace. Wesley Snipes in Drop Zone. For a while there was a big thing about skydiving movies. I believe Charlie Sheen had one, Terminal Velocity, and this was Wesley Snipes' skydiving movie, Drop Zone. Not fantastic, but it's kind of a thriller. It's interesting to watch. It's a fun watch, Drop Zone. Next you have Nick Cannon and Drumline. I really like this. My son really liked this. It's Nick Cannon going to a historically black college and playing on the drumline. If you've never seen a historically black college marching band, it is a lot different than watching a white marching band. A lot more soulful. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. We have classic Will Smith and Gene Hackman, great thriller, Enemy of the State. I believe this movie is probably about 20 years old, and what's funny now, what's happening in the movie, you could probably apply it to what's going on in today's society as far as security and how everyone's being watched. But Enemy of the State, this is the back artwork. And yes, again, we have my man Denzel Washington and the Equalizer. Just great flick. My favorite scene in this is when he's in the room with the Russians and he starts his clock and he goes 16 seconds. And after he does what he does to the Russians, he checks his clock and it's like 19 seconds. Yeah, a little bit off. But great. The Equalizer, fantastic film. Great action film. First Sundae, Cube, Cat Williams, and Tracy Morgan. Actually, a kind of funny, quirky film about some guys trying to pull a heist in a church. So, funny film. I love Cat Williams. He kind of makes the movie for me. And here's the cover art. And we have another Cube production. This is Ice Cube Fist Fight. Also with Tracy Morgan. Another fun film. Basically, these two guys, two teachers, match up to have a fight at the end of the school day. So just kind of a fun Cube film. Next we have classic Robert Townsend, 5 Heartbeats. Kind of a story of goes along the line of groups in the old Motown, the Temptations, and it's a dramatical story on how these guys, I guess, go through their trials and tribulations as a band and individually, the 5 Heartbeats. I believe this is a Tyler Perry production for Colored Girls. I didn't love it. If you ask my wife, she might say something different. And that's all I can say about Four Colored Girls. Flight, Denzel Washington, again. Love this movie. I'm trying to think of the guy, Roseanne's husband. He just has a fantastic part in here. He kind of adds a little spice to the whole movie, though. Flight, Denzel Washington. If you haven't seen this, definitely worth a watch. And we're going back to the black exploitation period with the lovely Foxy Brown. If you haven't seen Foxy Brown, I will probably start out my black exploitation journey with Foxy Brown or something along the line if you haven't seen any. Freedom Riders. I haven't seen this. I believe I picked this up at like Hamilton. It was like only a couple dollars, so thought it'd be good to watch maybe with my son on a Sunday afternoon. Freedom Riders. We have more Pam Grier with Friday Foster. If I saw this, I know I've seen this been years ago, but it's Pam Grier, so I don't have to say anymore. It's Pam Grier, and the guy with probably the tightest, driest afro I've ever seen, Yaphet Kotto. So on that note, is there a flip side to it? No. On this note, I'm going to leave or end on Friday Foster. If you have any comments, leave in the comment sections. If you know anyone that likes movies or like black cinema, please share this video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If nothing else, hit the thumbs up. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Peace.